Hello everybody, welcome back to Soulful Shalinni, and here I am once again with another video on a very interesting story of my life. The first video, I'm so glad and I'm so overwhelmed by the positive encouragement and the response that I have got, and I owe heartfelt gratitude to all the people who have liked my first video, loved the content and have given me very constructive feedback. I really thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. Now moving on, today's video is going to talk about a very significant aspect of my life which not too many people know, other than my close family and maybe a couple of friends. Not anybody, I think not everybody knows about this secret. So today I thought, let me share this secret with all of you. And the theme or the highlight of today's video is overcoming your fear. We all have some deep-rooted, deep-seated fears in us ever since we are born and we are young. We have multiple fears. Some people overcome it over a period of time and some people are unable to do that. I also developed a handicap, if I can say, a problem, a difficulty when I was very young. When I was barely 4 or 5 years old, I started stammering, and stammering was very, very bad. For almost entire teenage and adolescence, in my school, I was like a mediocre student. I don't claim to be a very good student. I was always a mediocre student. It was only towards the fag end of my school, in my grade 11th and 12th, that I actually picked up and gained a little bit of momentum. But up until then, I was a mediocre child, mediocre student. More so because of my stammering. The stammering was so bad that I could barely speak a complete statement without stuttering and stammering and getting stuck. And because of this, I had major inferiority issues, complexes, insecurity, fear of being ridiculed, laughed at by my colleagues, my friends in class. English was and has always been my favorite subject, and so I still remember in the class of English, when the teacher of English used to ask us questions, I knew all the answers almost, and I wanted to respond and I wanted to stand up and speak, but this fear, this deep-rooted fear in me of being laughed at and being mocked at because of my stammering just kept me back, held me back, and I was just stuck. I was just unable to get out of this fear. As time progressed, I remember by the time I was in class 6th, I realized that I need to do something about my stammering, my speech disorder. And back then, I'm talking about 1990s. I came from a typical middle class family, so we didn't have access to speech therapists and counselors. So I thought, I'm responsible for myself and I'm accountable, and I can't just live like this, the life of a stammerer for the rest of my life. I don't choose to be a victim of this handicap. I wanted to get out of it and come out trumps, be a lot more confident, fluent speaker. And so at my own level, with whatever little wisdom I had, whatever little knowledge I had, I started in my own seclusion, whenever I used to find time, stand in front of the mirror and just read out aloud journals, magazines, books. So I just used to look into the mirror and just read out. And this simple activity went on for years. Day after day, I just kept at it, disciplined myself. And I remember initially I could barely speak a couple of lines without stammering, stuttering and getting stuck. But I just continued. I was also stubborn, like a bull, and I just continued no matter what. I have to just show up. I have to just rise for myself, stand up for myself. I have to get over this thing which was just kind of holding me back. And finally, after I think many years, I started this simple exercise of standing in front of the mirror and speaking and reading out as if I was a newsreader in English. And it took me good 4-5 years when I realized that yes, I think I was improving, although the progress was very slow, very gradual, but at least I started gaining a little bit of confidence. And because of that new gained confidence, I started standing up in class, trying to respond, even if it was a one statement answer, one line answer, or a couple of sentence answers. And then I remember in class 11th, an opportunity came my way, which was a school debate. And my teacher of English told me that, Shalini, you write very well, and I think you can speak and prepare for this debate. Deep in me, I knew I was capable, I could do it, I could pull it off, but the fear in me that will I be able to speak in front of an audience, in school, in the auditorium, there would be 500 plus students. Will I be able to pull it off? Will I be able to debate 1.5 minutes, speak without stammering, stuttering, stopping? But like this very popular Hindi advertisement, "Dar ke aage jeet hai," I thought, let me overcome my fear once and for all. Let me just show up. Even if it's going to be bad, nothing can be worse than not even trying. Let me make an effort. And I took up that challenge. I started preparing. It was a prepared debate, so it took me a week to prepare the script. And on the D-Day, I went up. I still remember, I just froze. The moment I walked up and approached the podium, I just froze. I went blank. I completely forgot everything. But then, after a few initial hiccups, I took, a couple of deep breaths, and I just told to myself that even if it's going to be bad, it's going to be ugly, we have to do it. I have to do it for myself, like I said. And I spoke the debate, and I don't know how I spoke, what I spoke, but eventually later on I was one of the winners. So I think, if I remember correctly, I was the 3rd prize winner. And that really, really boosted my confidence that I can probably overcome this speech disorder or this handicap. And ever since then, I have not looked back. I have really worked on my speech, on my fluency, on my accuracy, on my confidence. And here I am today, an educator by profession. I am handling some key portfolios in my institution where I am in front of the audience, speaking, handling the mic, managing the stage. And more than that, here I am in front of all of you, speaking, sharing, my stories very confidently. And so I would like to tell all of you, whosoever have any kind of problems, limiting beliefs, blockages, fears, insecurities, complexes, whatever it is, you too can overcome. Have confidence. Even if you are bad, it's okay. Just make a beginning. Show up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Back yourself up. Please. No one else would do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. So please love yourself, good, bad, ugly, however you are, whatever you are special, you are unique, you are beautiful. Tell this to yourself and stand up for yourself. Show up for yourself. Do this for yourself. On that note, thank you so much for being a part of my soul tribe. I can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart for being here. And I plan to post at least weekly videos, one video per week. So please come join this journey, and let's empower each other, let's uplift each other and show up for ourselves and for each other. Thank you so much. Take care, stay blessed, rise and shine. Bye.